So this is what you're going to write down. You don't need to leave a lot of, well, you might want to, no, you don't need to leave a lot of space for it. The first is that fear of taking full responsibility, our desire to be spiritual children. The second is attachment to suffering and struggle. The third is guilt. The fourth is shame. The fifth is attachment to comfort and familiarity. The sixth is fears from other lifetimes. Seven, fear of misuse of power. And eight, fear of being all alone. Okay, so now you can have your pen or pencils kind of poised, but I want you to close your eyes, and I'm going to put out a question, and I want you to write down the first thing that pops in, and it's real short. You don't need a lot of space next to it. So if everybody's ready, just go ahead and close your eyes. You might want to take a few deep a few deep centering breaths. Make that suffering move away. Okay. And I'm going to ask you, what percentage of yourself fears taking full responsibility for your life? First number that pops in, write it down. Then closing your eyes again. Another deep centering breath. What percentage of yourself is attached to suffering and struggle? First thing that comes. Now again, closing your eyes. Deep centering breath. What part of me feels guilty if I step into full co-creativity? Close your eyes again. Another deep centering breath. What percentage of me is held back by shame? First thing that comes. And again, closing your eyes. Another deep centering breath. What part of me holds back because I'm attached to my comfort and familiarity? And then closing your eyes again. Another deep centering breath or two. What part of me holds back out of fears from other lifetimes? And then again, closing your eyes. Another deep breath or two. What part of me is afraid that I'll misuse power? What percentage? And then once more, closing your eyes, deep centering breath. What percentage of me is scared that I'll be all alone? First thing that comes. Okay, so I want you to take a minute and look over these percentages. They're not going to be precise. If you did it next week, you might have slightly different percentages. But if you really allowed, like the first thing that popped up to be written down, you're getting close. You're getting an idea. And I'd like you to find the resistance that has the highest percentage. And what I'd like you to do is take some time, and I want you to dialogue with the journal, on your journals, with this part. I want you to ask things, for instance, like, why are you here? Why are you with me? What do you believe you're protecting me from? Why do you keep bugging me? Whatever you want, let it just kind of use your imagination, use your own inspiration. We're going to take just about 10 minutes to do the journal. And then get yourself as comfortable as you can. Once again, closing your eyes and putting all of your focus onto your breath. Becoming deeply aware as you exhale. Deeply aware as you inhale. And as you exhale, releasing any concerns, releasing any distractions, releasing any thoughts that may be wandering around. Sometimes imagining a bubble floating slightly above the head that you can give your thoughts to. And allow it to float away for now. It can be really helpful. And as you feel that state of more and more relaxation, as you feel yourself more and more present, I'd like you to once again go to your meadows. Those beautiful meadows you've been to before, with lush, fragrant green grass. It's a brilliantly beautiful day. The sun is warming your hair, warming your skin. The birds are chirping and calling to one another. Perhaps you hear leaves rustling in the breeze. There's a fragrance coming through on the wind, on the breeze. Fragrance of the earth and of flowers. Just breathe that in. You may want to walk around and touch things. You may want to be barefoot, where you can feel the energy of the earth through the palms of your hands, perhaps the soles of your feet, where you can touch the trunks of trees, feel the energy. Touch any large rocks or small rocks and feel their energy as well. Just really enjoying yourself in the meadow. Now, again, I want you to walk through as you're going back to your sacred temple. So walk through to the other side. You'll see that temple begin to emerge in your mind's eye. Some of you will get clear visuals, others may just get a sense. But walk until you come to that temple. Notice if there's any difference between the other times you've gone. Perhaps it's evolving in some way, because this is a very sacred, very safe, very much part of your spirit and soul place that's just yours. And when you feel ready, walk in, whether you open the door or the door is open. Perhaps it's a little dim and you want to find those matches and light the candles. Perhaps you'll get a sense of the colors being a little more vibrant than they were before. The shapes, maybe there's sacred music playing. Spend a moment and just listen. Perhaps you're smelling incense or sage. And then go to that special chair. Again, it may have changed a bit. And let yourself be seated. Notice now that the energy of this chair is fully attuned to you. As you sit in it, you begin to feel that sense of empowerment and that sense of vibrancy from the meditation we did at the beginning of class. Just feel that in all of your cells. Feel them pulsing, filled with light, filled with loving energy. Perhaps bathe yourself in that love. Just feel it through all your pores, through all your cells. Notice the joyfulness, the joy that's your birthright. Notice that in this chair and in that empowered state, you know you can create anything you wish. And you know you can be part of your mission to co-create a new world. And breathe into the joy of that. Now, if you look off to your right, you're going to see that sacred wand. For those of you who might have brought that wand home, just open your hands and realize you can magically and magnetically pull it so it's in your hand. For the rest, just go ahead and pick that wand up and take a really good look at it. Feel it. Is it wood? Is it precious metal? Is it stone? Does it have feathers or gems or some other kinds of decoration to hold the magic that's attuned to your own unique vibration? Notice its weight. Is it light or is it heavy? And then, one by one, I'd like you to invite those resistant parts forward. You might want to start with the part that was most resistant that you dialogued with. You may only have one or two or three parts, or you may have many. Little by little, invite them all. Let them line up in front of you. And make them small, shrink them down. Maybe they're all about a foot high at your feet. And I want you first to bathe them in love. These are all parts that have lived with you, that have thought perhaps in some way they've protected you, that deserve love and compassion, and simultaneously are to have no more power in your life. And then as you feel ready, take that wand, feel its transformational power. You might even want to touch it to your third eye and then to your heart. And then to each of these parts, rest the wand on their heads. And little by little, one by one, watch as it transforms. If there's any parts that aren't ready or don't wish to, let them know that's all right, but you're going to contain them somewhere. For the others, thank them for their cooperation. And now, whenever you feel ready, I want you to find that spiral staircase again, that beautiful staircase that leads up to that next level. Now, with your wand in hand, with those transformed parts, they can kind of stay where they are. But I want you to carry your wand up the staircase, up the stairway, and out into that beautiful deck where it's now evening and the moon is full. You can feel the power of the moonlight. You breathe deeply and feel your own sense of power and your own sense of vibrancy and your own sense of joy. And perhaps you want to raise your arms high, raise them strongly in gratitude to the great above, in gratitude to our great star nations, our ancestors who are helping us, to the part of ourselves that carry that star wisdom. And just put out gratitude and just feel all of the vibrancy, all of the joy, all of the love of yourself at your most radiant. And bringing that feeling with you, come down those stairs whenever you're ready, holding your wand. You may wish to bring it back to your life now with you. Some of you might want to leave it in the temple, which you can always go to. Walking back through the meadow, and back into the room where you're seated. Maybe you're lying down. Again, placing the wand down so you can wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes and do some deep breath as you open your eyes to gently bring yourself out of trance. to notice if you still can connect with that radiance, with that sense of joy and empowerment. Again, I'm going to give you just a couple of minutes to jot down a few things.